American Gumbo Pot, Moors becoming Indians, nationalities and identities fused with time. Of this foray by the Spanish, William B. Cridlin, a Virginia historian, writes, the documents record that 1 year after the exploration of the peninsula of Vizarano, Lucas Vasquez de Ayllón, a lawyer and judge of Santo Domingo, obtained a patent from King Carlos of Spain, authorizing him to explore and plant a settlement on the American mainland. It was in June 1526 that de Ayllón set sail with 3 small vessels from Puerto de la Plata, Santo Domingo. Accompanying him were 600 men, women, and children with sufficient supplies and 150 horses. De Ayllón entered the Chesapeake Bay, which he named Madre de las Aguas, Mother of Waters, and ascending the Guandape James River, landed at the place he called St. Michael, San Miguel. St. Michael was the second colony attempted on the mainland of North America after that established by Ponce de Leon at Charlotte Harbor, Florida in 1521. De Ayllón soon died of fever, and the settlement passed through a deadly winter marked by plague, Indian attacks, and a slave insurrection. Not soon afterwards, its survivor, Francis Gomez, gathered together the survivors on 2 ships and sailed for Santo Domingo. Only 150 of the 600 original colonists ever reached safety. While the village was under construction, the 80 Moorish prisoners of war, who were essentially slaves, became increasingly irritable and finally rebelled. Apparently, with the connivance of neighbor Indians, the Moors went AWOL. They were never seen or heard from again. Unlike in the Arawak culture, it was custom of Muscogan provinces to be inclusive. Great sons often ruled over several ethnic groups. Bands of friendly strangers would be assigned to unoccupied lands and incorporated into the province. Therefore, it is quite likely these Moors settled somewhere within the interior of Georgia and intermarried with the locals. Muskogeans originally had no concept of skin color-based racism. A lethal form of dysentery with symptoms like cholera swept through the colony, eventually killing many of the colonists, including Ayllón. Meanwhile, the survivors suffered from starvation and scurvy. A total of about 150 colonists made it back to Hispaniola in the late spring of 1527. We would argue that these settlers were very likely Sephardim and Moors, as there is little else to justify their being willing to leave the settled prosperity of Spanish Hispaniola to venture into the mosquito-ridden unknown coast of North America, unless the recently arrived Inquisition had caused them to recalculate their odds in a Catholic colony. In 1563, the Frenchmen were aided by Sir John Hawkins, an English privateer. Ayllón is a Sephardic surname. The settlers named the place where they first made landfall River Jordan, present-day Cape Fear River. We would advance the same reasoning for Hernando de Soto's, a Sephardic surname, 600-person expedition in 1540 through the southeastern region of North America.